go to another Carolina Pan we have, like, a lot of doubling up with teams here, but Miles Sanders now on the Panthers.
So Miles Sanders is basically the RB1 there for sure, with
No, yeah,
Chuba
for sure.
Chuba Hubbard behind him.
I think Chuba sucks. Chuba sucks.
He wasn't bad as a fill-in for McCaffrey a couple years ago, but like
This year, he
kind of
looked very inefficient.
yeah, he didn't it did not look as sharp this
Yeah, there's a
past
reason they turned to
campaign.
Donta Foreman.
Yeah, and Foreman was pretty good. Sanders, I think, is probably a little bit. If they were trying to sort of replicate maybe like a CMC in like a poor man's version of CMC with
Yeah.
Sanders, this could be potentially like the most carries he'll ever get in a season or so far, because he doesn't have to compete with 8 other running backs in
Yeah, I
Philly.
could that could definitely happen this year, I think. I mean, Carolina, I mean, last year they seemed to love the running the ball a lot, and now that they have a running back who is a Pro Bowler compared to Donta Foreman, can't imagine they would slow down. So I think his situation is going to be like he just like takes up like all the running work, maybe has some passing work, but I'd imagine they'd give most of that passing down work, like third down stuff, to Chuba. I'd imagine.
Possibly, I think. I mean, who knows if they end up utilizing him as like a full like more of a workhorse, a 3 down back. That would be the first
Yeah,
time he's. I mean, when they have used when the Eagles used him heavier in games, he did pretty well. So I think he's his potential breakout guy. I mean, at a minimum, he's more of the same, but I think he's definitely a breakout potential just for amount of touches he could get,
yeah. I
particularly with
think
the rookie QB leaning on him.
yeah, this kind of reminds me of the Cam Newton situation from like a couple of years ago, where Cam was kind of like fading like out of his career. He was pretty much like at the end of it, right in tail end of his career, and he was pretty much just like short passes at CMC and just like checking down constantly. So I could see a similar situation with Bryce Young, since he's pretty much like the opposite of Cam Newton. Like he needs experience, so he's gonna be relying on a lot of the easier stuff.
I think particularly in the beginning of the season, he could, because if Bryce as Bryce as he gets comfortable, say maybe the second half of the season, and he does maybe able to go to the air more frequently, I
Yeah.
think he could probably his receivers might excel toward the second part of the season, but in the beginning, I think Miles Sanders is probably pretty high value. I would bet he's the kind of guy that you probably want to, you know, you could probably draft him in like maybe like the third, fourth round at the latest, maybe, and then somebody that like they could maybe he might be hot for like 7 weeks, and then you deal him.
hmm They're seems like they're probably just gonna have to rely on their veteran Pro Bowlers like Thielen and Sanders a lot as they get into the season. And I mean, I honestly can't see any other way that they would go about their offense other than that.